Hi, and welcome to Real Talk with Beverly Briggs. So, tonight's scheduled program have been changed. Uh, Christine Brooke, and you would remember Christine Brooke, who hosted Real Talk with me, was supposed to come on tonight, and we were supposed to be launching her book, uh, I Choose Joy. I Choose Joy. And unfortunately, she is not able to launch her book as she would have liked to. And so she is not here with me tonight, but I want to take some time off tonight to do a few things. One, I want to say thank you. When I started Real Talk with Kristen, I knew I had something in mind, but as to how exactly to do it, I wasn't sure. And I came on here and I saw this group grow. You know, today I have 470 members, and I have persons that have been there, persons who have been mentors to me, persons who have been supporters, have been looking at this uh, program religiously and giving their input and their comments, which have been such a wonderful, wonderful thing to me. And I want to take this time to say thank you. Thank you to all 470 members plus who have been, well, I hate to call names because somehow we tend to forget people and then it may create a little thing. So I really, really do not want to call names, but you know who you are. Each time I get on this program and you get on with me and you leave your comments, and I can see that you are there live with me, it warms my heart, truly warms my heart. You know, I was speaking to someone today and I always say this, I'm not doing this for likes. I am not even doing this for viewers. I am doing this because I believe that God gave me a mandate to do it so that somebody's life could be touched. And in the end, that's what this is all about. Being able to reach somebody, even if it's one person, and make that difference in that person's life. But for every time you come on with me and every time you support me, you help me reach out to someone. For every time you share what I post, you help me to reach to someone. So again, thank you. Thank you so much for being with me, Andrea Mason, who, who have also been a great supporter. She said, Beverly Briggs, sending love and hugs to you, wishing you well and love, hearing your melodic voice and bright smile. And Roseanne Batiste, who is my mother, who supports me all the time also. Thank you. Thank you, Andrea. Thank you, Mom. I'm saying congratulations. Congrats. Thank you, Mom. Uh, and I have something else that I have to speak about. Where Real Talk is concerned now, I have been advertising Real Talk to come back on this month. And unfortunately, Real Talk will not be coming back on this month. So that I cannot presently give a date as to when Real Talk will be back on. But I know that Shaya's Room will continue. And from time to time, you will have Real Talk with Beverly and some other guests because I have things that I'm working on. So tonight, I want to address something, a question that was asked me this week. Now, a Facebook friend sent me a question this week. He said, I would like to get some words of advice for a friend who is 31 and she is alone. She's single and she is alone and she wants a partner and she's not happy. And he wanted me to give some words of advice for that. And so that tonight I will just spend a little time addressing that. I know that many of us we grew up in a culture where we are born and we have our life kind of scheduled out. You know, we go to school, we get an education, we get married, we have children, and this is kind of our life. And sometimes within that schedule, we miss it. We miss what life is really all about. And if we miss what life is really all about, we can get our education, we can have partners, we can have children, and still miss out on the beauty of life. And so, for this young woman or any woman, and even guys out there, because you hear all the time, I hear it all the time. Persons coming up on Facebook, they're just lonely. We're looking for someone to be with, and my advice is this: life is about finding who you are and being comfortable with who you are. It's about joy and it's about peace of mind. And these are the things that we are supposed to be looking for. So that even in our education, in our career, in our partners, it's about reaching that place in our life where we are satisfied in one thing and then we have this added, I don't want to use the word accessory, but it is added to the joy and the peace of mind and the status that we have already have. It is on the same road. Uh, Let me explain. We can never ever find happiness in somebody else if we don't have happiness in ourselves. Um, First thing, we attract who we are. And if I am not happy, I am going to attract someone that is not happy. And if you put us together, then we would never be happy. So we find that wholeness and happiness in ourselves first before we think about getting a partner. I got married. When I was getting married, I got married at 21. I was really broken. My mother said to me, Shaya, now is not the time to get married. Now is the time to take care of yourself and seek healing for your own self. Now is not time to get married, and I got married. And I learned the hard way. And this is one thing that I learned. You could never teach someone to love you if you don't know who you are. If you do not already have standards, then you could never ever let persons know this is my standard and I'm holding to this no matter what you do. Or never within yourself. I found myself after getting married doing things that I never thought that I would find myself doing or saying. And it's because I did not reach that place where I knew myself and had standards for my own self. And so when the time came, I was certain I did not know what to tell my husband or how to tell him to love me, but I needed him to love me. And for me, I was thinking, okay, if you love me, I will be happy. If you love me, I'll find that joy. And he was loving me in his way, or best he could. And nothing he did was good enough for me. Nothing he did because I was not happy and whole within myself. And so it is very, very important first when we getting married. Now, I this is something I an illustration I use. If I have an orange and I cut it in two and I slice off piece, no matter how much I put this orange together, it is not going to be a whole. So when we are broken, no matter how much we or who we put ourselves with, we will always be broken. It will always be just a bigger, a broken item. We will always be broken. So that we, within our own self, have to find that wholeness. We have to find that joy. We have to find our purpose. We have to find our niche before we could even think about being with someone else. And when we find who we attract. When I have joy and I have peace, I attract persons that people say, there's just something about your spirit that I love. And instead of having to search for someone, I in turn end up being the person that is sought for. I am the person that draws person because of who I am. And when I am whole, I can draw wholeness. I can compel wholeness to come onto me. And in that way, I don't have to look for a partner. A partner will come to me in the right time, at the right moment. I always say my philosophy that I go on is love God and love others as you love yourself. Love produces certain things. Love produces joy and it produces peace and it produces goodness and kindness. This is things that love produces. So we have to have that joy and that peace within ourselves, and we have to be able to know that we are more than enough. We are more than enough. People are frail, and the thing is, if that person walks out my life, would I still be whole? Would I be okay? If this person cheats on me, would I be okay? Would I still be whole? Would I still know what my purpose is? If we cannot answer these questions with a resounding yes, if the wholeness is not there, then we are not ready for marriage. We are not. Marriage within itself brings its own issues, its own. This is two cultures that we are trying to put together. How am I going to fit into someone else's culture when I don't even know what my own culture is? I have to know what I believe. I have to have my standards and I have to have my ground. And then when someone comes, they must be able to fit within my standards and my belief system. So if you're, as a young person, you feel alone and you need joy or happiness and peace in your life, don't go looking for someone. Don't. I'm telling you from experience. If you think singleness is alone, is you feel alone while you're single, trust me, get married and not be truly married to that person and not be able to find intimacy with that person. You will wish that you were single once again. Find that wholeness, find your purpose, find your purpose, find your purpose. What is your purpose? Because it's only in finding our purpose can we find that joy and that fulfillment and that satisfaction that we're looking for. It's not in nobody. Before we were even born, God knew who we were. He knitted us. He put us in the womb of our mother, and He put us in there with a purpose on our life. And unless we are living that purpose in our life, uh, we will not find that joy. And, you know, okay, of late, years gone by, we were taught as women that our purpose is to get married, get a husband, take care of the husband, have children, become a mother. And for me, there is amply enough information, enough stories out there for us to know that this does not bring happiness and joy. Yes, these are great things. Great, great. My, I'm, anything that God gives is great. So marriage is great. Motherhood is great. All these things are great. Being able to take care of a husband, cook for him, wash his clothes is awesome, is great. Being able to submit to a man. I know some persons have a problem with that, but to me, being able to submit to a man who is taking care of me and thinking about me fully and solely is awesomeness. It's total awesomeness. And so all these things, even though they are great, if if we have not found out who we are beyond them, if we don't find out what our purpose is beyond it, then we would never find the peace and the joy and the comfort that we are looking for, because we will not find it here in anyone, not even in a career. We can only find it in purpose. We can only find it in purpose. What is our purpose? What is your purpose? Each person is different and each person is unique. I cannot walk through and say, okay, do this, that, the other, and this is your purpose. We have to be in connection with our maker. We have to be able to know him because, listen, he says, love God and love others as you love yourself. He never said to us, love ourselves. And that is the kind of oneness he wants us to understand that he wants to have with us. A total oneness that when we find him, when we have a relationship with him, we find ourselves. We find ourselves. And unless we are able to find ourselves, if I cannot take care of me, if I don't know how to take care of me, if I don't know how to be whole within myself, then how am I going to take care of somebody else and make them and help and know them to be whole? If you are alone and you feel like you need a partner, make sure that partner is yourself and you're finding happiness in yourself before you can find happiness in anybody, because I'm promising you, you will not find the happiness that you're looking for if you are not comfortable with yourself. If you have not learned to love yourself and be okay with who you are and where you are in life, find that wholeness within yourself so that when you are whole, you find a partner is whole, you put the two wholes together, the two whole half, you will get a whole. My whole hand, second whole hand, I put them together. They can come in sync with each other. Nothing missing. Take the time to love yourself, to know yourself. I'm telling you this out from the depths of my heart because I've been down that road, been down that road, I've been there. And I know the kind of thing. My mother and I try to take care of yourself, get some help. I believe that my purpose was in my family. I would find my joy in my family. I would find everything that I need in my family. And I'd be happy in having my own family. And it was more chaos. It was more, I was more lost than anything else. And nothing made me happy. I was more depressed. And a couple of years after, I had to deal with 4 nervous breakdowns. 4. Take time to know who you are, to love who you are. be complete and to be whole in who you are. So that whenever you lose whatever is added onto you, you can still be whole. You will hurt, yes, you will hurt. You may cry, yes, you will cry, but you will still be whole because that is not what making you whole. You were already whole without it. I am Beverly Briggs, reminding you our future belongs to us. Stay tuned. Well, I should say next week, Tuesday, I am going to have Bijan again with me. For those persons who are local, for those persons who are not local, may not know. For those persons who are local and who are into gospel music, you will know who I'm speaking to. You can go up on YouTube, check him out. He is a wonderful artist, and we are going to have a good time with him next week, Tuesday. So, yeah, bye for now. This is Beverly Briggs saying bye for now.